So Austin, I wanted to talk to you about another phrase construction grammar point that native speakers use a lot, especially Americans. But instead of saying why, people will say what makes something. So like instead of saying why did you do that, they'd say what made you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's the difference there?
Oh, God, I get to flex my English teacher skills. All right.
By the way, have you ever seen anyone crack their knuckles in Japan?
No, people don't do it here.
Yeah, I remember I did that in front of my wife one time.
Yeah,
she freaked out.
No. People really do not like it.
Yeah.
I love it. I do it every day.
Yeah, because here it's like, okay, I'm ready to start. Let's go.
So there's two different responses that you get from that. So if I say, Arthur, why did you do this?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm asking you that question, I want to know your reasoning for doing something.
Okay.
If I say, what made you do this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at what happened to you that would influence you to make that decision.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for two different responses when I say that.
See, for me personally, why just sounds really like kitsui. It sounds really harsh.
Yeah.
And so what made you just sounds nicer. It's like saying, why did you come to Japan versus what made you come to Japan?
But yeah, if you think about like what I just said though, that connects with that, right? Because it's like, what made you do this means that like, if we're assuming this situation is like you did something bad, right? If I say, what made you do this? I'm not blaming you.
Yeah.
I'm saying, what was the circumstance that happened that led you to doing this?
Because make you do something is like nanika saseru. Makes you do something. You didn't do it of your own volition. It happened to you. That pushed you to go do it.
Yeah.
So like, when would be a situation when you would use what makes you or what made you instead of...
Well, there's kind of two situations.
For you, man.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you, sweetheart. That's the first time you've done a Boston accent and it wasn't terrible. Thank you, sweetheart.
Objectifying women. Yeah. That's the Boston accent, everyone.
No, seriously, man. I do
Thank
not...
you, Toots.
I do not disagree. Oh my gosh, can I just tell you, my mom's nickname for one of her female friends of, like, the mom of my best friend was Toots.
Oh.
Just called her Toots all the time.
Oh, God.
Where does that even come from?
I don't... Tootsie Roll, maybe? Welcome to the channel. All right. So, okay, with the situation I would use, like, what made you? Usually, there's two main situations you use what made you.
Yeah.
The first situation's in a disciplinary situation. You're trying to figure out, like, you know, with a kid, what made you think this was okay? That kind of thing, right? So you're trying to understand the sequence of events that led the person to doing the bad behavior.
Yeah.
The other situation that you commonly see this is when people are interviewing somebody based off of like a memoir of like some kind of achievement that they've done. And it's like, what made you decide to become a pilot? You know, what made you do this? Like, we're looking for influences in their life that led to them doing an achievement. So both situations are a person doing something, either good or bad, and somebody's inquiring how that happened.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times people say, why did you do this, even when they don't want to know the reason. They just want to like criticize you.
Yeah.
Like, why the hell are you doing this? And it's like a critical thing. Whereas like you would never ever say, what made you do this? Is just to like shut the person down.
Yeah.
Like I remember reading somewhere, and actually it's funny because I saw that there's a book in Japan about this too, in Japanese.
Yeah.
That using the word why shuts down someone's reasoning mechanism.
Yes.
Because it's too attacking.
Yes.
But what made you keeps it open.
Yeah. No, I think like this is extremely relevant with business because one of the things that I commonly see, we don't have to spend too much time on this, but I want to talk about this. One of the things that I commonly see Japanese people get themselves into like really kind of messy situations is when they're working for an international company where maybe they have a pretty strong proficiency in English, but they don't understand the culture associated with the wordage. and they'll be talking in like a Slack group or some kind of like online group where everyone's messaging each other on a project, and maybe they're placed in charge of their international coworkers, and as the team leader or as the boss, they say, why did you do this, or why did you think this was okay? And as an English speaker, that comes off as extremely aggressive to the point where they probably would talk to HR about that. Right? My boss is like being really aggressive with me. I don't feel comfortable with working with them anymore. And I think oftentimes, like sometimes the boss is just an asshole. Other times, the boss is trying to just understand the thought process of somebody doing something, but they came off really aggressive.
Well, I've learned in the States and in Japan, like you never use the word why. Whenever you talk to someone, you say, "Oh, I'm curious." Like you also have to put in "I'm curious" before that. I'm curious.
I think "I'm curious" is like probably the most polite way to go about it, because it's completely disarming. It's like, there's no blame at all. I just want to know how this works.
Yes, I'm curious as to know how this happened.
Yeah.
So like when I see that like one of my employees made a mistake with some work or something, I say, you know, if I was in an American company, I'd say, you know, I'm curious as to what caused this to happen. I wouldn't even say what made this happen. I say what caused this to happen.
Yeah.
So like, what made you write this book? What made you want to write this book? But being more distant, more polite would be, what caused you to want to write this book?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Then you're looking for inspiration. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So like, this is really interesting, because this is really good in tactics that people use for interviews.
Yeah.
Right? Because why did you do this? I did it because I wrote this book because I think that, this book highlights a problem in our society.
Yeah.
Okay. What made you do this? Well, there were influences in my life, such as, my father being absent and, my best friend experiencing this.
Yeah.
Okay. What caused you to do this? Well, I was walking home one day and, I saw somebody being mistreated on the street, and I got inspiration to write a book about it.
Right. Exactly.
That's 3 separate different responses that you're going to get depending on how you ask somebody.
Yeah. So it's funny because like the simple English way is just to say why, but you actually have all these different slight variations that can get very different answers.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that was really nice, man. That's a good way to cut this off. 英語を学ぶだけではなく、実際に生の世界で外国人と話せるようになりたい方のためにプレゼントがあります。僕と僕の生徒さんが実際に話せるようになったプロセスが学べる無料動画講座ですね。今年こそ英語を身につけたい、たくさん学ぶのにいざとなったら頭が真っ白になって言葉が出てこない、そんな方のための講座です。メールでお届けしますので、詳細とご登録はこちらをタップするか概要欄にあるリンクをタップしてください。ここまでご視聴くださっているあなたはきっと本気で英語を話せるようになりたいと思います。そんなあなたの英語の夢を応援していきたいと思いますので、これからもよろしくお願いします。一緒に世界とつながりましょう。See you next time!